Hello, we're going to learn today how to make an image black and white with a little pop of red. And I'm going to take this picture of Dan Tello as when he was a homecoming court. I'm going to change it to black and white with a pop of red being his little sash. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my picture. I'm going to open it up in Photoshop. So I'm going to go to the apps and open up Photoshop. One thing, maybe the easiest thing to do is to just drag your photograph from iPhoto into Photoshop, into the actual icon of Photoshop. From there, once you have your picture, you're actually duplicating the layer. I find this to be the easiest way to make sure it's completely lined up. I'm essentially showing you the down and dirty way of doing this using the eraser tool, because layers is a little bit more complicated and we'll be getting into that later on in the semester. So again, the first thing you want to do is you want to get your photograph open in Photoshop. You're going to actually go to layers from there and duplicate that layer. So what that means is it's like two sheets of paper of the same exact image. So you're going to notice there's two layers. One is the background layer and the other one is the copy, a background copy. You want to make sure that it's the exact same picture, that it's not like a blank layer, it's the exact same picture. From there, you're going to make this top layer black and white. So really easy, you're actually going to go to Image and then Adjustment and then black and white. So you'll see right away it goes black and white. You can use the presets to make it a little lighter, a little bit darker, maybe neutral density. Figure out what the best kind of thing will be for your image. When you're done with that, say OK. So again, you'll have a black and white on top and the color on the bottom. And you're essentially taking the erase tool from the toolbar to just erase the area that you want to be red. So this is kind of easy because it's already a red spot. So I'm just going to use the erase tool and I'm literally just erasing into what the background layer has. So I'm just erasing, and to make the tool a little bit bigger, I use my little right bracket. I can either use the right bracket on the keyboard, which is right underneath the delete button, or I can go to the top here and I can change the size from here and just kind of adjust it from there. But quite frankly, I kind of like using the bracket a little bit better because I can adjust the size. And if you want to go smaller, you use the left bracket. So again, underneath the delete button on your keyboard, that's where the two sizes are. That's where the right bracket is and the left bracket. The other thing as well, if you want the picture to be a bit bigger so you can get more detail, I go Command plus and I zoom in a little bit more. And then I use these little levers to go up and down and back and forth to get them. So I'm just kind of going in here, I'm getting as precise as I can. The problem with the layer tool as compared to the mask tool, which is again something you'll learn later on in the year, the mask tool makes it so you can go back and erase your, like essentially get the mistakes fixed. With the erase tool, unfortunately you can't fix it. You actually have to go back to where the previous step is to get it right. So to go back really quickly, you actually go Edit, Step Backwards, and then you can get to your last step. So you might want to go a little bit at a time, so that way if you mess up at any point, you can just go Edit, Step Backwards, or Command Z to go back to your last step, and keep on going Edit, Step Backwards until you get to where you want. So as you can see, I'm just kind of playing around with the brush to get it smaller, try to get as precise as possible, and then just kind of working on this to get it as nice as I can. So again, using the left bracket to make a smaller brush and the right bracket to make it bigger. And to make it back to the regular size, I use Command minus just so I can see the whole entire thing. I probably would still want to like kind of mess around with here a little bit just to get the edges a little bit better. But for the demo, I'm just going to stop right here. From here, what you can do, if it's not quite red enough, go to Image, Adjustments, and then Color Balance. That's where you're going to be able to see all these colors that you can adjust. To make it more red, you go towards the red. You can also add a little bit of magenta if you're not seeing that enough red. The other thing too, before you do that, which I kind of saw that I did it wrong, you actually want to go to the background layer, because again, the copy, the layer on top, is going to be the black and white, and then the background is going to be the colored area. So you've actually erased through. You can even see that if I take this little eyeball off, you can see that this is where it's erased. There's nothing there. All right, so to make that more red, you go to Image, Adjustment, Color Balance, and you add a little bit more red. And say, okay, it looks really good. I'm really happy with it. Once you're happy with it and you think it's perfect, you want to merge the visible, and then File, Save As. And then you're going to actually save it as last name dash first name dash respect. And then you're going to save it in the RBV class folder under 10/04/2016 respect. You're also going to do a little write-up about it, as well as the contact sheet of all the photographs that you did. Thanks.